The first three who have come forward, tell me your names and I can make sure, and then I'll know where
Ann
to start on my
Tracy, starting
list.
here. So,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair and members. My name is Ann Tracy, and I am here on behalf of Women's March Minnesota, ERA Minnesota. I'm with my mom. My daughter was here all morning. This is not my daughter. Sadly, she had to go to work. So, but we are here to ask you to support the ERA.
Let me apologize to your daughter. I know she was excited to be here, and I had anticipated getting to this earlier today. She probably got, in a sense, an unexpected civics lesson watching the committee do other work.
Always be learning, always be learning.
But thank you, and I recognize that she was here and appreciated her being here as well.
Thank you.
Please go ahead, Ms. Tracy.
Mr. Chairman,
Whichever
members,
Ms. Tracy's going to speak.
my name is Elaine Tracy, and I am here on behalf of the Women's March Minnesota. I grew up in St. Paul in the 40s and the 50s. In fact, I grew up right across the street from this then non-existent building on 55 Sherburne. When I was in school, I wanted to be part of the patrol system. That didn't happen. I also wanted to be an altar server at my church. I thought for sure I was going to be selected because I knew the Latin phrases and responses better than any boy in the class. That didn't happen. I also would have enjoyed playing on a girls' sports team competitively. They were not available at that time. None of these dreams came true. By the time I graduated from the University of Minnesota, I had given up on my dreams to go to law school. Sadly, even my father thought that it was a waste of time and money for a girl to go to law school. I believe the possibility of achieving your dreams should be based on ability and not on gender, and I hope you do too.
Okay. Yeah, and go ahead. I was
Ms.
able to
Ann
do.
Tracy.
Yes,
I just have
yes,
to say
yes,
who's
sir.
speaking so the record is clear.
Okay, Ann Tracy, yes,
Ms. Ann
thank you
Tracy,
again.
go ahead.
It's Ann Tracy here. I walked through a lot of the doors that my mom opened for me. When I was 20, I remember thinking, I'm pretty equal. I feel like we've done this. And then my first career job, I found out I was making considerably less money than my male counterparts. This is 30 years after the Equal Pay Act. Not that anyone needs to use the math at my age there. The ERA could have prevented that. But what the ERA can do as well is set a tone of respect. Recently, I was interviewed by a guy who wanted to hire me to write federal grants, do research, communications, and build a website. Or as he said, be a Girl Friday. I have 20 plus years in telecom policy and 2 master's degrees, and he thinks that I can be a Girl Friday. It's demeaning, and we need to change it. And laws can affect change, legal and set tones. I'll speak a little bit for my daughter, Anya O'Donnell. She is a full-time computer science teacher. She studied robotics in school. I want to make sure to get her sentence right because it's so, she says, the grade schools where she works, with my students, she sees subtle ways that girls are turned off or turned away from robotics, many times in fear of having to face the patronization of their white peers. She has seen smart, talented girls treated like inadequate imposters for trying to have the same opportunities as boys. And even more worrisome than that is that she has a lot of friends that are gender expensive, transgender, gender expensive. And they are running into a lot of the roadblocks that my mom ran into. Sports opportunities are limited, even bathroom access can be difficult. You know, there is discrimination. And what also happens then is my mom has talked about, and what as I've said, you internalize it. You know, not only is it opportunities lost, but you start to think less of yourself, and that's not right. We're not treated equally, we don't dream equally, and we need that to change, and I thank you for taking up this issue.